Hey friends, you are crafting with Kim Byers at the Celebration Shop, and today we are making cookie templates. So I'm going to show you how to make one that I did for my son's birthday party, but you can use this concept to make any type of template you want, any shape you want. So let's hop over to Cricut Design Space. I'll show you what we're doing, and then we'll go over to the craft table and I'll show you how to put it together. And by the way, guys, if you like what I'm doing here today, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join me every week for new videos. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and all I did was open up a new canvas. So there's a new button here, or if you're on the home page of Cricut Design Space, there's a square that says new. So just get a blank canvas. And then what we want to do is we want to pull in some designs that we would use for our template. I just want you to know you can use any shape. I used surfboards. My son was turning 16. And he wanted to share some treats with his friends before we went on a family trip to the beach. So we did surfboards, and this is what they looked like. It turned out really great. And when we get to the craft table, I'll show you what I used to make that, sprayed effect. But you can also do, circle cookies or square cookies or whatever and put text on them. So I wanted to show you how to do that as well. So for the surfboards, these were literally designs that were just in Cricut Design Space. So I didn't do anything extra to them. But if you want to do text, there's a couple of little tricks to it. So let's go into images, and we're going to do something for a baby shower. And I typed in "it's a girl" just to see what was here, and I chose this one. And the reason that I did is, do you see that all of the letters are connected? Like there's no, even though the R could connect all the way around, they didn't. This is perfect for a template because then you don't have any hanging pieces that you have to place by hand. And so, like for instance, this one, it's really cute, but you would have the circle inside of the A, D shape inside of the R. So let's just choose this one, and let me show you how to do this. So we insert it into our canvas, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into shapes and just grab a circle. Now you can make this much larger, the circle much larger than your actual cookie. Okay, so let's move the circle to the background and arrange. We'll move it to the back so that we can see our lettering. Our lettering is 2.6 by 3.13. That's about the perfect size. Actually, maybe a smidge smaller to put on a 3-inch cookie. I'd like that length to be a little bit shorter. Okay, and so now to make sure that you get this centered perfectly, if you click on your lettering and use your shift key and you click on the circle and you go into arrange, and go into align, and you're going to center horizontally, and it shifted a little, center vertically, and now it's perfectly in the center of our circle. So when we put this onto our cookie, we have enough. This circle is probably large enough for us to hold it at the edges. And we're using the Cricut Joy, and so remember, it only goes to 4.5 inches wide. But if you wanted to do this project for a cake or a pie or something like that, cutting it on the Explorer or on the Maker, you can make it as big as you wanted to make that. Okay, so now that we have these two items, let me click back on them really quickly. We are going to use our slice tool right down here to literally slice out the lettering. So what was 2 in the layers panel is now 3. If we click on our template and we move that, and then we can delete our lettering, and then this is what cut out from the circle, so we can delete that. So now we have our perfect template. Okay, so if we go up into the top bar, our Joy is connected, and this is where you would change it to a different machine if you wanted. And we are ready to make it. Actually, I think I'm going to turn this one off, and we're just going to cut one surfboard and one circle. Okay, so let's go make it. And now you have all the options without a mat, on a mat. Of course, we're not doing a card, and today we're just using scrap cardstock, so we won't use multiple ways, but this is a fantastic option for your Cricut Joy. So let's go on the mat. Okay, so what we can do now is just check to make sure that we are on the mat, it's the right size, and if you wanted to, you can always click on this and move them around. And actually, let me show you that really quickly on our second mat. So if you wanted to cut this out as not just the shape itself, but like with a backer around it, kind of like we're doing with the circle, you would just click on your surfboard or whatever your shape was and move it more into the center of your mat. And then when you put your paper on your mat, you wouldn't be putting it just for the shape of the surfboard. You would put it much larger so that you could hold on to the edging of the template for powdered sugar or the spray that I'm using on mine, or whatever the case may be, but you would have an edge to hold on to your template. Okay, so both of these look great, and we can hit continue. Okay, so at this point we want to set our materials, and the most popular materials for Cricut are what's going to show up, and it actually has here the medium cardstock. So we're going to select that, and we already have our blade in, so we're ready to go over to the craft table and put it all together. Okay, so here we are on the craft table, and this is what we're using today. I have the Cricut Joy, I have my Cricut Joy mat, a piece of scrap cardstock, and my paper trimmer. And I just wanted to show you that this is what I use to decorate my Rice Krispie treats. It's an edible color spray. So I put my icing on, and then I used my template and sprayed on the design. And it worked out really great for me. I'll put links down below just so you guys can check this out. Okay, let's move everything out of the way and set up our mat for our first cut. So our Joy mat is 4.5 by 6.5, and as I showed you in Cricut Design Space, I think we're going to print our template in the center of it, or cut it in the center of it, so that we have this excess area around it for spray over. Okay, so we're going to take our piece of material. This is just a scrap piece of cardstock, and we want to get 4.5 by 6.5. So if you look along the edge here, you can put your cutter right where it goes. Okay, and then we'll just flip that around. I love using my paper trimmer for perfect cuts every time. Okay, so now we're just going to place our paper. Okay, and now we'll just bring in our Joy. Okay, so now that it is complete, we'll just move our machine out of the way. We'll get our mat, and now what we want to do is remove the material from the mat, and you always want to bend the mat, not the material. So you just bend the mat, and then you can always turn it the other way and bend from that, bend from that direction. There we go. It's almost self-weeding. So see, now we have this beautiful, perfect template for our cookie. Okay, so I hope you liked that idea. It is really that easy, and it is really that cheap to make your own cookie templates. And if you have any questions, I'd love for you to put them in the comments down below. I want you to enjoy crafting and have fun crafting and not be frustrated with your machine or with any crafts that you're doing. So please leave them down below, and I'll do my very best to get back with you. I also put down in the description of this video links to all the things that we used today, so you can hop down and see those. And I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join me every week for new videos. Okay, I'll see you next time.